Prisoners identified as homosexuals at Sachsenhausen concentration camp. In Germany, marked with pink triangles on their uniforms, December 19, 1938. Exhausted and cold German soldiers surrender to Russian troops outside of Moscow in 1941. A couple sleeping in a shelter in case of bombing in World War II. Tupac flipping off the camera after being shot 5 times, November 30, 1994. British soldiers learning to handle mines and booby-trap devices, blind, as part of training for night missions. Barack Obama in his youth protesting against homework, 1970. John Walker Lind, an American Taliban member. After being transported to Camp Rhino. December 7, 2001. Children at play in New York City in the late 1970s. A young Turkish boy raises up a hammer during a solidarity rally for the 42,000 miners on strike in the Zonguldak coal fields, November 1990. Accused Soviet spy laughs before being executed by a Finnish officer. November 1942. A field synagogue being used in Finland during the Continuation War. Dawn Wells enjoys a popsicle break in 1966. (1992) Pic of Princess Diana and Harry having fun at an amusement park. British soldiers examine damage caused by a Zeppelin raid. England 1915. Newly liberated inmates at Bergen-Belsen concentration camp chase down and beat a former prison capo. April 16, 1945. Marcus Sargent aiming at Queen Elizabeth II, shortly before firing 6 blank shots at her. June 13, 1981. Bodybuilder, Alexander Petrovich Ivanyuk, in a Lada advertisement, 1974. On September 13, 1993, Israeli leader Yitzhak Rabin and Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat shake hands, watched by U.S. President Bill Clinton. Russian Grand Duchesses Maria and Anastasia making faces for the camera. While imprisoned in 1917, they, along with their family, would be killed the following year. 1967, Times Square, New York. Playboy Club bunny strike in Chicago, June 18, 1975. This photo of Theo Van Gogh, taken in 2004, was captured the same year he was murdered. Condemned by an Islamic war tribunal for betraying 9 families to the Russians. The man in the photo is being taken 20 km outside Kabul for execution. June, 1980. 7-year-old Ferris, a small newsboy. Photographed in Mobile, Alabama, in October of 1914. Anwar al-Sadat, the first Muslim to receive the Nobel Peace Prize in 1978. For his role in the Camp David Accords, served as President of Egypt. He was assassinated in 1981 by Islamist militants. An American infantryman examines the sole of his shoe while sitting on an unexploded, 16 inches. Saipan Island, year 1944. Michael Jackson making a gang sign with Crips, 1987. In 1948, George McLaurin was the first black man admitted to the University of Oklahoma. He was forced to sit in a corner far from his white classmates. David Isom, a 19-year-old, walked into the whites-only pool, leading officials to close the facility in Florida in June 1958. Jerusalem, 1938. Rita Hayworth leads a conga line of sailors, 1940. Joseph Stalin and Joachim Ribbentrop signed the Nazi-Soviet Pact, 1939. Life magazine published this photo of Malcolm X holding an M1 carbine. In March 1964, after he received numerous death threats by the Nation of Islam for exposing Elijah Muhammad for having children with underage girls. A mine worker grabs the rifle of a soldier during clashes between Serra Pelada gold mine workers and military police in Brazil. 1986. Television arrives to the village, 1980, Soviet Union. The Ski Beach Massacre in Latvia, December 1941. British soldiers congratulating Imperial Japanese troops on their recent victory over the Chinese Kuomintang. Shanghai International Settlement, China, November 22, 1937. This small holiday comfort for U.S. troops deployed to Vietnam in 1967. Soviet soldiers feeding polar bears canned milk during a routine military expedition in Chukchi Peninsula, 1950. The Italian Republic is born, 1946.